Crow Creek, even the name echoed with finality, a chilling reminder of the fate that awaited those who entered its gates. A whisper of despair carried on the wind, mingling with the dry rustle of the grass. Barbed wire sliced the horizon, a stark silhouette against the unforgiving sun, casting long shadows over the barren land. The prison stood like a tombstone in the desolate landscape, a monument to punishment and despair, isolated and unyielding. Within its concrete veins pulsed the stories of the condemned, each life a ticking clock counting down to a singular, chilling fate. The walls seemed to absorb their anguish, echoing with silent screams. Crow Creek was more than just a prison, it was a holding pen for the human soul stripped bare, a place where humanity was laid to rest. The air itself hummed with a palpable tension, a grim symphony of clanging metal, hushed whispers, and the ever-present spectre of death. Every sound was a reminder of the inescapable reality. Here, hope seemed a distant memory, a flicker of light quickly extinguished by the crushing weight of judgment. Despair was the only constant. Every inch of Crow Creek exuded an oppressive atmosphere, from the cold, sterile cells to the watchful eyes of the guards. The very air seemed heavy with sorrow. The world outside, with its vibrant colors and boundless possibilities, felt like a forgotten dream, a stark contrast to the grey monotony within. Here only the stark reality of their crimes and the inevitability of their fate remained, a constant reminder of their past actions. The weight of their collective sins seemed to seep into the very walls, a constant reminder of the darkness that resided within both the prison and the hearts of its inhabitants. The walls bore silent witness to their suffering. Crow Creek was a place where hope went to die, a stark reminder of the consequences of human fallibility. It stood as a testament to the fragility of the human spirit. Thomas Walker arrived on a day choked with the oppressive heat of a late summer sun. The air was thick, almost suffocating, as if the very atmosphere conspired to make his arrival even more unbearable. His eyes, hollowed by guilt and remorse, met the cold steel bars of Crow Creek with a sense of grim acceptance. Each step he took seemed to echo with the weight of his past mistakes, a haunting reminder of the life he once knew. His crime, a mistake etched in blood and fueled by desperation, had stolen his future and condemned him to this purgatory. The night of his transgression played over and over in his mind, a relentless loop of regret and sorrow. Memories of that fateful night haunted him, a cruel film reel replaying in his mind. Each scene more vivid than the last, each moment a dagger to his conscience. The desperate act, the life brutally extinguished, and the chilling realization of his actions had shattered his world. He could still hear the echoes of that night, the cries, the silence that followed. Now he was nothing more than a number in a system designed to punish, his humanity slowly eroding with each passing day. The routine of prison life was a constant reminder of his fall from grace. Crow Creek offered no solace, no escape from the crushing weight of his guilt. The walls seemed to close in on him, the yard a barren wasteland of lost souls. The other inmates, hardened by their own transgressions, saw in him a reflection of their own mortality. They were a mirror to his own despair, a grim fraternity of the damned. Their hardened gazes and hushed whispers served as a constant reminder of the life he'd left behind and the fate that awaited him. Each look, each whisper, was a nail in the coffin of his former self. The guards, desensitized by the parade of the condemned, treated him with a detached professionalism that bordered on indifference. To them, he was just another face in the endless sea of regret and lost hope. He was just another soul to process, another name on a long list of the forgotten. In the end, Thomas Walker was a man lost to the system, a ghost in the machinery of justice. Days bled into weeks, each one an excruciating exercise in endurance, a relentless march of time that seemed to have no end. The silence of solitary confinement was broken only by the clanging bars and the muffled sobs of the condemned, a haunting symphony of despair. Time, once a steady river, now moved with glacial slowness, stretching each moment into an eternity, each tick of the clock a reminder of his endless suffering. Sleep offered little respite, his dreams plagued by fragmented memories and the faces of those he'd hurt, their eyes filled with accusation and sorrow. The weight of his sin pressed down on him, threatening to crush him beneath its immense burden, a constant reminder of his past transgressions. Hope, once a flickering candle in the darkness, now seemed like a distant star, its light swallowed by the vast expanse of his despair, leaving him in a void of hopelessness. He clung to the routine, the mundane rituals of prison life, a fragile shield against the encroaching madness, a thin thread of sanity in an otherwise chaotic existence. The meager meals, the brief exercise periods, the silent nods exchanged with fellow inmates, these small acts of normalcy offered a semblance of order in a world turned upside down, a fleeting sense of community. But it was the silence that tormented him the most, an oppressive force that seemed to amplify his inner turmoil. The absence of human touch, of genuine connection, left a gaping hole in his soul, a void that no amount of routine could fill. He craved forgiveness, redemption, a chance to atone for his sins, but such desires seemed like distant dreams within the cold, unyielding walls of his prison. But within the unforgiving walls of Crow Creek, such possibilities seemed as distant as the stars, a faint glimmer of hope in an otherwise dark and desolate world.